Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. Peace and Pan-Africanism. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, the notorious RBG, Black Sunday Afternoon Commentary. Black Sunday Afternoon Commentary. I just read on Bloomberg.com. I just read on Bloomberg.com that Wells Fargo Bank, listen up, family, Wells Fargo Bank rejected half of its black applicants in the mortgage refinancing boom. Wells Fargo Bank rejected half of its black applicants in the mortgage refinancing boom. Let's look at this, family. Let's try to understand, overstand, and understand economic apartheid in America. Let's try to understand, overstand, and understand economic apartheid in America. Fewer than half of black applicants were approved by the biggest bank mortgage lender in the country. The biggest bank mortgage lender in the country. Fewer than half of black applicants were approved by the biggest mortgage bank lender in the country. Let's see what they're saying. Nationwide, only 47% of black homeowners who completed a refinance application with Wells Fargo in 2020 were approved, compared to 72% of white homeowners. Let me say that again. Year before last, 2020, only 47% of black homeowners who completed a refinance application with Wells Fargo Bank in 2020 were approved, compared with 72% of white homeowners, according to Bloomberg News. While black applicants had lower approval rates than whites at all major lenders, Wells Fargo had the biggest disparity and was alone in rejecting more black homeowners than it accepted. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Every single bank in America had a lower approval rate for blacks than whites on their mortgage refinancing applications. Why is that a clear sign of economic apartheid? Why is that a clear sign of economic apartheid? I'm going to tell you why. According to the U.S. Census, black people are approximately 13 to 17% of the population. I believe it's higher, but that's the number the white man wants to go with. We're going to use it for the purposes of this discussion on economic apartheid. So if black people are 13 to 17, let's go with the 17. Black people are 17% of the U.S. population. And although we are only 17% of the U.S. population, you still managed to reject more black applications than white ones. I want y'all to understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. We are only 17% of the U.S. population. Compared to white people, we're a small number in this country, numerically. But although we are such a small share of the mortgage refinancing applications, every major bank in America managed to disproportionately reject more black mortgage refinancing applications than white ones. Isn't that amazing? You would think we would have a higher approval because our numbers are lower. You would think we would have a higher approval because our numbers are lower. You would think we would have a higher approval because our numbers are lower, even with small numbers. Wells Fargo and every other bank. Wells Fargo and every other bank managed to reject more black applications than white ones. Wells Fargo rejected the most. I want y'all to understand me. Every major bank in America rejected more black people than white people as a percentage. Wells Fargo had the greatest black-white mortgage refinance application rejections. They approved 47% of black versus 72% of white people. Economic apartheid. So my question to our elected officials, let me talk to the black mayors right now. Let me talk to all the black mayors, and I understand that Mayor Ras Baraka and Mayor Antar Lumumba are going to be hosting the 50th anniversary of the Black Power Convention in Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to those two black mayors. Shout out to any black mayor who's doing the job of the people. But I'm hoping at that 50th anniversary of that National Black Political Conference, I hope we talk about economic apartheid with the banks in America. Mayor Ras Baraka, I hope you're listening. Mayor Antar Lumumba of Jackson, Mississippi, I hope you listen. Mayor Ras Baraka of Newark, New Jersey, I hope you're listening. Mayor Antar Lumumba of Jackson, Mississippi, I hope you're listening. And every other black mayor, I hope you're listening. If you're not dealing with economic apartheid in your city, if you are not dealing with economic apartheid in your city, you're not taking care of business. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. I've told you consistently since Breakfast Club interview number 4, the 5-headed dragon of white supremacy in the black community is what? Miseducation, mass incarceration, gentrification, police genocide, and economic apartheid. So you got to deal with all 5. You got to deal with all 5, brothers and sisters. My question to every black mayor in America, my question to every black mayor in these United States, what are you doing to address the fact that you got these white banks in Philadelphia? You got these white banks in New York City. You got these white banks in Oakland, California. You got these white banks in Houston and Dallas, Texas. You got these white banks in Detroit, these white banks in Chicago, these white banks in Memphis, these white banks in Atlanta, these white banks in Raleigh, these white banks in Charleston, these white banks in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and Milwaukee and Little Rock, Arkansas. And I just told you, according to Bloomberg, according to White Supremacy Central, every major bank in America rejected more blacks than whites. So we have clear evidence. We have clear evidence. Sister Rochelle Drummer, I did not attack Mayor Ras Baraka. I wish you Negroes learn how to listen. I need to get my psychological test kit out. I need to get my psychological test kit out and do some listening comprehension learning disabilities. I need to get my psychological test kit out and do some listening comprehension learning disabilities. I did not attack Mayor Ras Baraka. I respect him. I did not attack Mayor Antar Lumumba. I respect him. I said that they're going to be convening the 50th anniversary of the National Black Political Convention in Newark this spring, and I hope economic apartheid is on their list. And I said any black mayor in America who's not dealing with economic apartheid is not taking care of business. I haven't seen Mayor Ras Baraka's agenda. I haven't seen Mayor Antar Lumumba's agenda. I don't know what they're working on, and I'm not going to speak on those brothers without actual facts. You understand me? I'm speaking to black mayors as a whole. I'm speaking to black mayors as a whole. I just mentioned them because they're two of the more well-known because of their fathers, and they're also convening the upcoming convention in Newark, which I do plan to attend, and I do hope that economic apartheid is on that list. Because if it's not, we're not taking care of business. So now, for my listening comprehension, learning disabled Negroes, I'm getting back to my point. If you are a black mayor or a black city council, if you are a black mayor or a black city council member in any of America's predominantly black cities, if you are a black mayor or a black city council member, Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, New York, Camden, New Jersey, Trenton, Atlanta, Houston, Phoenix, I don't care where you at. Now, Phoenix is not predominantly black, but y'all get my point. You got every major white bank is discriminating against black people. Every major white bank is discriminating against black people. Every major white bank is discriminating against black people. And I want to know, what is the plan of America's black mayors to deal with the economic apartheid in your city? Because one thing for certain and two things for sure. One thing for certain and two things for sure. The city's money is in a white bank. All of the city's money is in a white bank. So you mean to tell me you are letting a bank that holds the city's money discriminate against the city's citizens? Black churches, I got to call you out. Fake black churches, let me call you out. Black churches, all the black mega churches, most of them have their money in a white bank. All the black mega churches, most of them have their money in a white bank. They should have their own bank. A black mega church should have your own bank. But now that you know what Wells Fargo is doing, what are you going to do about it, black bank? What are you going to do about it, black mayor? What are you going to do about it, black city council? Or are we going to sweep this under the rug? What are we going to do about economic apartheid, Urban League? Urban League. What are we going to do about economic apartheid? National Association for the Advancement of Certain Light-Skinned Colored People, NAACP. What are we going to do about economic apartheid? I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. Right now, March 13th, second anniversary of the assassination of our beautiful princess, our young sister, Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace to Breonna Taylor right now. I said rest in peace to Breonna Taylor right now. Shout out to Black Kentucky right now. Shout out to Black Kentucky. Shout out to Black Louisville right now. Rest in peace to Breonna Taylor. March 13th. Today is the day that those police bust into our sister's apartment with a no-knock warrant and murdered her in cold blood. Congressional Black Caucus, what are you going to do about the fact that Wells Fargo rejected more black applicants than they approved? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do, Congressional Black Caucus, about the fact that Wells Fargo Bank rejected more black mortgage refinancing applications than they approved? What are you going to do about the fact that all major white banks rejected more black people than white people? You ain't getting no apology, brother. Stop. Hey, Rochelle, I don't know you, bro. Don't get on my bad side, though. I don't do bourgeoisie politics. You understand? I don't do bourgeoisie. Don't try to get cute on my feed because I'll block you. I don't know you. Maybe you're a good dude. Let's talk. Don't become an enemy because I show no mercy to him. You understand me? I shows no mercy. Don't get cute on my live feed. Okay? Now, if as expected, the Fed's policy committee moves to hike the interest rate at the March meeting, it will begin closing the door on a remarkable wealth event that has seen U.S. homeowners refinance almost $5 trillion in mortgages over the past 2 years, the most since the early 2000s. It's one that allowed white homeowners to save an estimated $3.8 billion annually by refinancing their mortgages in 2020. Let me say it again. In the past 2 years, the refinancing of mortgages has helped America's white people save $3.8 billion by refinancing a mortgage, according to the central bank. Researchers at the central bank. But it's a door that, I'm reading the article from Bloomberg, it's a door that barely opened for Black Americans who make up 9% of all homeowners. We make up 9% of all homeowners. Black people make up only 9% of all homeowners. And we are locked into just $198 million a year, less than 4% of the savings. So Black homeowners are not getting their share of this money. Black homeowners are not getting their share of savings in the mortgage refinancing market. What are we going to do about this? Wells Fargo declined to comment about individual customers, but they did not dispute Bloomberg's findings. Let me say that again. Wells Fargo declined to comment about individual customers, but did not dispute Bloomberg's findings. It says it treats all potential borrowers the same, that it is more selective than other lenders, and an internal review of the bank's 2020 refinancing decisions confirmed that additional legitimate credit-related factors were responsible for the differences. But even when taking selectivity into account, San Francisco-based bank Wells Fargo had by far the worst record. Let me say it again. San Francisco-based Wells Fargo had by far the worst record among major lenders when it came to refinancing Black homeowners. Wells Fargo, by far, has the worst record when it comes to refinancing Black people. And the data is based on 8 million completed applications. We got to deal with economic justice. Dr. King was murdered for economic justice. Let me say it again. They didn't have a problem with Dr. King's civil rights. They had a problem with Dr. King's economic rights. Dr. King died because he was about to fight for a radical redistribution of America's wealth. I said Dr. King he died because he was about to fight for a radical redistribution of America's wealth. That's why, if you want to be a part of the Bishop Turner National Independent Black Political Movement, you need to get at me. That's why, if you want to be part of the Bishop Turner National Independent Black Political Movement, you need to get at me. Send your email to btnibpm@yahoo.com. I said send your email to btnibpm@yahoo.com. You must be an independent candidate for the U.S. Congress, House of Representatives this coming November the 8th, 2022. We talking political revolution. I said you must be an independent candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives seat in your particular jurisdiction on the Tuesday, November the 8th, 2022 election. We talking political revolution, economic revolution, academic revolution. Yes, brothers and sisters, BTNIBPM@yahoo.com. You're disrespecting me by calling me a dude. Rochelle, my apologies. I see a man in your post. I'm sorry, sister. No, my apologies, sister Rochelle. I can admit when I'm wrong. I see a bro. I think that's Jesse Smollett. Okay, I thought Rochelle was a female's name, but when I saw, I think that's Jesse Smollett you got right there, sister. It's all love, Sister Rochelle. I love you, baby. You know I love the queens. You know I love the queens. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. Brothers and sisters, there will be a private convention of candidates. A private convention of independent candidates of the Bishop Turner National Independent Black Political Movement. We got to stop letting this stuff happen. Joe Biden is bringing Ukrainian immigrants to America. Joe Biden is bringing Ukrainian immigrants to America. Joe Biden already brought Mexican immigrants. Joe Biden already brought Afghani immigrants. Now he's bringing Ukrainian immigrants, and you Negroes got the nerve to be talking about we need to support the Ukrainians. Help me understand why, as a black man, I need to be supporting the Ukrainians, but I don't hear nothing about supporting the Congolese brothers and sisters in Central Africa. You telling me I got to support white Ukrainians, but I don't hear nobody telling me to support our Ethiopian brothers and sisters who catching hell right now. I don't hear nobody talking about supporting my brothers and sisters of Somalia who was bombed by the United States of America. Where's your support for black Somalia? Where's your support for black Congo? Where's your support for black Haiti? Where's your support for black Sudan? Where's your support for black Ethiopia? But you telling me to support the Ukrainians. White Ukrainians who are discriminating against African people trying to get out of the Ukraine. They making black women and black babies get off the buses in Ukraine. They making black women and black babies get off the train in Ukraine. Now you got black people all over the internet. You got Negropeans all over the internet talking about we got to support Ukraine because wrong is wrong. Well, guess what? If wrong is wrong, why you ain't got the same energy for the Congo? They going through war. If wrong is wrong, why you ain't got the same energy for Somalia? They was bombed by your country. If wrong is wrong, why you ain't saying nothing about war-torn South Sudan? If wrong is wrong, brothers and sisters, if wrong is wrong, brothers and sisters, why we not putting up money in support for Haiti, money in support for Sudan, money in support for the Congo, money in support for Ethiopia, money in support for Somalia, Ethiopia, the Congo, Haiti, and Sudan? There go 5 African countries, and that's not the whole list. There go 5 African countries, and that's not the whole list. There go 5 African countries that can use your money and use your support and use your humanitarian aid, but you want to help the white Ukrainians who are on their way to America. You want to help the white Ukrainians who are on their way to America to take your house, your job, your neighborhood, your civil rights, your money, your reparations. All your reparations money is going to the Mexicans, Ukrainians, and Afghanis. All your reparation money is going to the Mexicans, the Ukrainians, and the Afghanis. And you Negroes talking about helping Ukraine, you won't even help people who look like you. You Negroes talking about helping Ukraine, and you won't even help black people who look just like you and been catching hell longer than Ukraine. Speak up for the Africans in Somalia. Speak up for the Africans in the Congo. Speak up for the Africans in Ethiopia. Speak up for the Africans in Sudan. Speak up for the Africans in Haiti. Joe Biden made a decision on Thursday, yesterday. He said Ukrainians at the border, Ukrainians at the Mexico-U.S. border can come on in. Where was that energy for the Haitians, Joe Biden? Where was that energy for the Haitians, Joe Biden? Where was that energy for the Haitians, Joe Biden? Joe Biden said yesterday, Ukrainians can come in at the Mexico-U.S. border, but he sent all the Haitians back home. But he sent all the Haitians back home. So why did the Haitians have to go home, but the Ukrainians can come in? Because they white people. Because they white people. Because they white people. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. America's white population is dwindling, and Joe Biden is using this as an opportunity to use Afghanis and Ukrainians to increase the white population in the 25 states that's losing their white population. I said 25 of 50 American states are losing their population, and Joe Biden is using this as an opportunity to import more white people to make sure they keep a political economic advantage in this country. That's right. They're using the Afghanis and the Ukrainians, both of whom are considered white on the U.S. Census. They're using the Afghanis and the Ukrainians, both of whom are considered white on the U.S. Census, to get their numbers back up. And those same Ukrainians black people are crying for. Those same Ukrainians that black people are dying for. Those same Ukrainians that black people can't wait to send $1 to, but won't send $1 to Ethiopia, won't send $1 to Haiti, won't send $1 to the Congo, won't send $1 to Sudan. You understand? The same black folks crying tears for them Ukrainians, you're going to be crying more tears when the Ukrainians show up in your ghetto and treat you worse than a dog. You're going to be crying more tears when them same Ukrainians you can't wait to help show up in your black ghetto in America and treat you worse than a damn dog, brothers and sisters. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see no loss of life for any people. I don't want to see a Ukrainian dead. I don't want to see a Latino dead. I don't want to see nobody dead. But guess what, brothers and sisters? You are out of your damn mind if I'm going to help a people who are hurting my people get ahead. You out of your damn mind if I'm going to help a people who are hurting my people get ahead. Them Ukrainians are over there forcing Africans off the trains and the buses. Black mothers with infants. Black mothers with infants are being forced off the bus in Ukraine. Black mothers with infants are being forced off the bus in Ukraine. And you want me to send my money over there? You want me to send my money over there? You want me to send my money to a people who are mistreating black women and infants? You out your damn mind. See, white supremacy has made us believe that our lives are so worthless and that their lives are so worthful. They have convinced us that the black life is worthless and the white life is worthful. So we would rather fight for white people than fight for black people. We would rather fight for white people than fight for black people. We would rather fight for white people than fight for black people because we've been trained that the black life is worthless and that the white life is worth everything. The black life is worth nothing and the white life is worth everything. You can keep that. You can keep that, brothers and sisters. No, sir. Any bleeding for me will be for black people. Any donations from me will be for black people. Any humanitarian aid from me will be from black people. Any help and assistance from me will be for black people. If I can help the Congolese, I ain't got no business helping the Ukraine. If I can help the Sudanese, I ain't got no business helping the Ukraine. If I can help the Somalians, I ain't got no business helping the Ukrainians. If I can help the Ethiopians, I ain't got no business helping the Ukrainians. And if I can help the Haitians, I ain't got no business helping the Ukrainians. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I will be speaking Sunday, March 27th, Black Reserve Bookstore, Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Sunday, March 27th, the Black Reserve Bookstore, Lansdale, 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 Pennsylvania, 2 to 6, Albany, Georgia, April 30th and May the 1st, San Diego, California, May the 20th, Malcolm X Day, Leimert Park, Los Angeles, May the 21st, Blessed Love Community Center, Los Angeles, May the 22nd. This is the Prince, BTNIBPM at Yahoo, BTNIBPM at Yahoo, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. Rest in peace to Amir Locke. Rest in peace to our beautiful African princess, 26-year-old Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor, say her name, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor, say her name, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor, who died today, 2 years ago. Abolish the no-knock warrant. Peace and Pan-Africanism is unify or die. It's Pan-Africanism or perish. I'm out.